So I have been working with people who are blind, and I have had two journeys. And one one journey began when I visited Dehradun many years ago, where I had the privilege of seeing a bunch of blind people playing cricket. Sorry, I'm just I saw a bunch of blind kids playing cricket, and that's a very unusual thing to see because cricket is a very visual game, and I noticed that these kids were playing cricket using a ball that rattled. They were using a lot of audio signals to actually make the game move, and the game was very active. The bowling was accurate, the batting was skillful, the fielding was efficient, and there was a lot of passion. And I realized that this game had the potential of being a game changer when it came to blind people. The game of cricket in the Commonwealth countries, mainly the cricket playing countries, is extremely popular. And I just felt that there was a great opportunity to create an international movement of using cricket for the blind, not only to provide recreation and fun for the blind, but also an opportunity for them to develop as people and an opportunity for them to actually project their talents and ability to the rest of the world. So, given this, I decided to kind of launch Cricket for the Blind in India to start with in 1990 and organize the first national tournament. And as I went along, the journey was in direction, I'm talking in hindsight now. So the journey moved from being a national tournament to becoming a national tournament with various stages, which is state level tournaments, zonal tournaments, and then a national tournament. And then we got on to an international platform where we had the first international conference on cricket for the blind, and then the World Cup of Cricket for the Blind, which became an event that happened every 4 years. Now, throughout this journey, what I realized was, when you talk about blind people, it's in India and maybe in many parts of the world, blind people are seen as people in the margins. They are not priority when it comes to the mainstream. There is a tendency to exclude blind people. And therefore, when I was trying to launch Cricket for the Blind, uh, there was a lot of communication that I needed to do. And I realized that I needed to speak up. First of all, I was talking about a game which is extremely visual, which most people could not appreciate or conceive that blind people would play. So I needed to kind of get up and speak about it. People did ask me, why are you forcing blind people to play cricket? What are you trying to prove? And I had to get up and say that, look, blind people are not being forced to play cricket. We are not trying to prove anything. Blind people wanted to play cricket and they found a way to play cricket. They developed an audio version of the game, an innovation and a disruption, which has made blind people able to play and enjoy the game. So I noticed right from this journey of the first national tournament when I took over till the first World Cup was a journey of 9 years. But in these 9 years, I had to speak my way through various challenges, whether it was getting permissions from the government to organize a World Cup, whether it was about, because the government also felt initially that why are you wasting so much money on a game which has absolutely no future? And it took me a great deal of speaking and lobbying to actually get people to see, okay, let's at least give him a chance. And the World Cup happened. The President of India had come, and that resulted in a steady flow. Every 4 years now we have the World Cup. We are in 2022, and we've already had 5 World Cups since the inception. We needed to talk up when we needed funds, resources. We needed to speak to people, to mobilize people who would come and join the movement. We needed to popularize the sport. So I think communication and speaking up is an essential element of every campaign that you might want to launch. Of course, campaigns can be launched on various platforms. Today, today we have not only the media and platforms like the podium in auditoriums, but we also have the social media where we have the opportunity of speaking, whether it is Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Twitter. I think there is need to chatter and speak the value that what you're doing, what it brings to the community. So, for example, Cricket for the Blind, as far as I was concerned, it was actually an enjoyable platform. It was a platform which taught blind people the mantra of life. It taught them how to live life, how to engage with each other, how to engage with skills, how to dream. It also showed people that there's more to blind people than just the dark glasses and the white cane. They were able to participate actively in the game. They were able to demonstrate ability. They could perform. They had aspirations. So it was a whole presentation of life to the world outside. And the movement traveled from being something that I saw in Dehradun to become a global movement, where today there are more than 10 countries that are actively participating. The second movement which I've been involved with was based on a learning that I had when I was involved with blind cricket. What I noticed was the real problem that blind people faced was not the blindness, it was the mindset. And I believe that mindset is something which is based on biases, based on prejudices, based on preconceived notions, lack of information, ignorance, and so on. So I had launched something called Project iWay. Again, we needed to constantly communicate and drive information onto various platforms like radio, like television, like social media, to get people to start calling us and asking questions about their own problems in life. So this is another movement which I call the Nazariya movement, where the question is it about blindness or is it about our mindsets? And I've used communication quite effectively to actually generate curiosity, questions, and inquiries. In the process, we have set up helplines and channels of disseminating information, which constantly kind of helps people move on in life. It could be about parents having children who are blind and not knowing what to do, giving them direction in life. So we have situations where blind people are in school and they do not know what career path to choose. There are people who are losing their eyesight midway through life. Somebody is working in a corporate house and suddenly he discovers that he is not able to see. So people really don't know what to do next, and then they call up the helpline that we run, and then we guide them. We tell them, okay, it's simple. Like for example, you're losing a right sight. You're 35 years old. You are working in a corporate world, maybe in an IT company, and then suddenly you start losing your eyesight, and you wonder, has my life come to a standstill? And that is where, when there is communication available, you're speaking out and telling them that life does not stop because you're blind. They turn around, they ask us what to do, and we talk very simple things. We talk mobility, we talk about white cane, which helps, or the guide dog. And then we also talk about technology, screen reading software. We talk about mobile phones with talkback or voiceovers. We talk about computers, laptops with JAWS or NVDA. And then suddenly they realize that being blind does not really mean the end of the world. It definitely opens up new doors. It opens up opportunities, and the world moves on.